Yeah. And so when you come up to the top of the steps, it's right there is the bed.
Okay, so I'm
you
gonna.
really pass that. That's about it.
And that's what that's it. Because my strength of voice, oh, okay. This is your strength of voice. Okay. All right, that's fair. Come here. Yes. Hold on a second. Oh, it takes a while to go. Yeah, that's on it.
That's like the
Okay. I have to go around the next side.
I'm not quite on.
Oh, yes, I know. Alright, oh, okay. I see. Yes, he's one. Yeah, I'm looking, but I only see the little gym.
Hello, this is Dean. It's MH crisis, which only happens with general anesthesia, so probably the answer would be no. And then Maurice's Kaiser phone is up on the board. It's 240-856-9591, but it's up on the board. So if you can't find him, or if he's not answering the 5755, you can call him. I'll leave the number up. It's not going to get erased up there on the board. So if you're having an issue, you need to see him right away. And then this is Aaron, as you know.
Good morning. So we're going to do two groups, one going to OR 2 to meet criteria for physical distancing. Stacy.
We want three more people to go over there. Next one.
Then you have too many over there.
Even here early,
Everybody sign.
no, even work.
You're an anesthesiologist.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Happy. I can't understand what the other guy said. Bird flu. Bird flu. Bird flu.
Fire department.
You have to take it.
I was a hot one. I was on the side, I don't know what I'm like.
There should be one.
Never mind, I agree. That's the school.
That's a unit, and I'm gonna CC you and CC line, so
Now, the
you
video
still get it,
will learn
but
and when they're starting
yes,
this.
I'm gonna
Like,
definitely.
almost every day.
So they will fly in November. So let me take the pictures. Thank you very much. Thank you for being my little facility.
And how does that work?
So what number do you see?
Right.
What?
I didn't worry about it.
That she's in great care. So that will be her. And
And
here,
they're not gonna keep a mask on or.
But the thing is, she's already in,
go to AV.
and you want her to go out there?
Yeah, I go back to
People
AV.
the option to
Yeah.
not go. You know how like normally you have to send your kid to school and I don't want her to go in.
Yeah.
Can I homeschool her still?
Cause I'm like, all the people that don't need to go, preschoolers, come on now, what are you teaching
And the
them?
asthma.
That they really need to be there, and the asthma situation, I don't want that to happen at all.
Right.
If she has an asthma attack in school and everything, I think that the people who should go are special needs, like I said, yeah, sure. As you can give more attention to special needs.
If the
Okay,
special
fine,
needs
let them
kids,
go.
their parents are working too.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of options.
Cause y'all have,
It's very hard to find daycare for that.
We got some extra out of the secret machine. Where is it? Is it the equipment room? I got it.
It's probably in the back of the equipment room too. Which is not, not easily accessible.
Any of that room
No.
it's too much stuff in
Are they here? Are they going to get one up here? They can hear?
All right. So do you have physician? No.
Yeah. Fortunately. Alright, so, leader from the get-go, with no hierarchy. We don't want, everyone should be respected with their opinions and inputs during the event. We don't want a repeat of, previous, events. Communication, close with communication, call out, cross-check, and, check back. And, we limit traffic. Although in the critical event, we don't really worry about, we're worried about sterility in the end. Specimen or the lab work, the lab, and if you get the results, then just call out. Or if you have ideas like, do we want to call 911 or call EMTs are here for report, let's do that. Everyone should be on the same page so we don't miss anything. That's why everyone needs patient safety issue, which is survival of the patient. All right, so let's do a brief. No drug allergies. Medical record number 456789213. It's scheduled for IF right ankle fracture. No previous issues with anesthesia or surgery, but has a cousin who has muscular dystrophy. Last surgery was a lap Abbey 8 years ago.
Don't do the rest of the briefing or?
Yeah.
John Doe, right ankle fracture. Rep is available.
Not this road here.
It's everything's sterile.
Everything that Dr. asked for is here. No low lung film this time.
Be in mid or pre-surgery?
I'm sorry.
Where are we going to be?
Right,
mid-surgery?
ankle. No, the event.
Yeah.
Pretty soon. almost mid.
Okay.
So this patient is going to have general anesthetic. Prep's been done. Alright. Patient is done. Alright, so I think it's the end tidal is coming up. Let me increase the minute ventilation here. Hold off on the surgery for now.
Yeah, when it starts to bleed, right?
Vital signs are, so I'm doing, increasing the minute ventilation.
We need to call.
Temperature 101.
Can we-
We need to call charge, please.
Okay, let's call charge, and let's a crash cart.
We need
Oh,
the
the outside?
Can we get the MH?
There's one to get the MH card and probably on the card.
MH card here. MH card is here, thank you.
So that's on the way.
See the division of roles in our MH?
Need a cooling nurse,
Coming through.
and then get me first card.
Here, charge nurse here.
Charge
On the
nurse.
groin and on the armpits. Can we place them? Yes.
Well, back.
And then just prepare a dose of, and administer, his weight is,
You get some cold packs?
80 kilograms.
80 kilograms?
Yes.
200 milligrams.
Call 911, yes please. So ventilation agents were in stock, triggering agent in stock. We're hyperventilating the patient. There's no of any rigidity.
Not yet.
NG2, 200
One.
milligrams.
ND2, yes.
Foley, 4 ml.
Foley.
Foley.
Alright, I got, what's our temp?
101.
101.
Christine, your report.
Let's do a nasogastric lavage. How's
Fluid.
Dentalin been given?
Dantrolene given 200 milligrams, 4 ml.
Thank you, sir.
What time?
Additional IV access?
719.
Let's start at art line and let's throw ABG, Chem 7, creatinine kinase, coax.
Core fluids.
Lab, yep.
Junior. IV kit.
IV kit for arterial.
Can someone call out of the,
I have an MH hotline over phone.
okay, okay, thank you.
I see it.
We have a blood pressure of 82 over 62. We push fluids.
I know.
There you go.
Got it? One step, you got it.
Uh,
And you two in place.
Labs are
All
going.
in place.
I see some rigidity.
Alien lavage being given.
Can you give another dose of Dantrolene, please?
All right.
Is it back?
No, not back
Not
yet,
back.
but they were sent, I did say.
Thank you.
Dantrolene given.
721.
So end time is coming down. What's our temp?
Lavage Marvin.
Not yet.
Yeah.
ABG's not back.
Okay.
Lab results are back. Okay. Hypercolic. Then do
Right here.
bicarb and
26 given.
IV, 40 milligrams IV, and then bicarb.
See if this is 1 to 2 milligrams.
How high was
per
the
kilogram.
potassium? 6.6.
It's 80 kilograms.
Bradycardic. Do you feel a pulse? No pulse or pain?
Atropine.
Pick up the
Atropine.
Do the backboard. After being given,
So it is false.
that's false, yes. Backward in.
I'm doing it.
Okay, who's the documenter? I'm here.
Oh, here.
There's somebody.
Okay.
Medication, so we're in detail. No, you have to say. Okay, so he says epi, is anybody, I didn't see any response. When did we give the epi? When did it go?
Keep it ready. Let's go ahead and give 200.
Clear. Ready.
Clear.
Clear.
Well, you haven't charged it yet.
Alright, go ahead. CPR.
Finish CPR.
Alright, when was the last time we gave, I think, can we give one
Epi
more, another dose?
724.
Was that dose, this is
One
dose number?
minute ago. 1 minute ago.
Dose number 2, please.
We're sending more labs yet?
Can we draw another ABG, please?
Second dose will be in 3 minutes.
Are you feeling a pulse?
They're not here. They're stuck on traffic.
Yeah. Taking the lab,
Great, should we go down there check
and
it?
it's on.
We gave it a 24 and then a 25. We've EPI'd and then CPR and it's still the same minute.
Can we prepare ambio?
Alright, preparing ammo, 300 milligrams.
Weight is
Yeah.
80 kilograms.
Oh,
300,
Oh, 300, yes.
standard.
we had another step.
ACLS.
Got it.
You need a relief?
Not too step. But then.
Are you giving?
We're ready for like next We have annual runs ready.
Yes.
You wanna give
Let's
it?
go ahead and give it, please.
Giving amiodarone 300 milligrams.
Okay.
Thank you.
726.
Got it, thank you. I need, can I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Is he still in VFIP?
No.
What is he?
VTAC.
VCAP? Do we shop?
Did it charge the first time?
Huh?
It is.
VCAP, it should be called.
Alright, I'm charging. Alright, it's charged. Shock delivered.
Resume CPR. Oh, check the pulse. What is that? I see a rhythm. Check the pulse. Does he have a pulse?
They're not here yet.
No, get him out. They are here.
Blood pressure?
Oh, there you go.
You have a blood pressure?
Alright.
Oh my God, this is such.
What's our temp now?
98.
98, thank you. Alright. 36-year-old, right ankle fracture, went into MH crisis, and then crashed. Had 7 minutes of CPR. We revived him. No other medical issues other than a cousin who had vascular dystrophy. We gave so-and-so drugs. Last dose of Dantrolene was 11 minutes ago. Vital signs are 9262, 99% on 100% ET2 delivery, 81 sinus, and Title 32 Vicar basics. And anything else we need to add?
The ankle is packed and wrapped, but not closed.
Okay. IV fluids, there's an A line, and there's a regular IV 20 on the right hand.
The last lab is back.
The last lab. So are we still on metabolic acidosis?
No.
We've improved? Okay. All right, ready to
Ready to transport?
Ready to
Yep.
transport. All right. Thank you guys. Let's do a debrief. Thank you so much. Anyone can talk, but we'll talk about what went well first, and then we do the opportunities after that. So, what do you think went well?
I don't know who, but someone handed out the cards to each person, so there was
Okay, there was a sign.
roles were assigned.
Right. Okay.
Communication.
Good.
Ready for that.
Right. Okay. Anything else? Support came from PACU. And it was timely when we called 911. Anything else?
There wasn't, I mean, everybody listened, you were calling out, you were anesthesia, they were listening to you, so there wasn't a lot of chatter in the room.
Right.
There wasn't a lot of crosstalk, people were just waiting for someone to tell them to do something.
There was no issue of hierarchy, right? Everyone gave their input. What else? So the cards came in a timely fashion.
Yep.
And we know where we need to get them in that quarter, apart from where it lived before.
Then you expect here.
We called the 911 and malignant hyperthermia number. Opportunities. What do we need to improve on?
I didn't hear a clear cut when someone says, yes, this is epi given. I did not hear that. She did not know when was given the time. But it wasn't a clear communication. You have to say, here is epi given. Epi is given so the document can read and she writes it down.
Okay.
Louder.
Louder. We need to speak louder.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the dose.
The dose and how much he given when he given.
Anything else?
There was a lot of call outs, but not a specifically assigned role.
Yeah.
So I heard like, can I get this? Can I get this?
Yeah.
But in a coach situation, I think if you say that, either everybody's going to try to attempt to get that thing, or they're not going to get it. So you really have to specifically point to a person and tell them, hey, I want you to go get the code card, I want you to start IV, and so on.
Or
So
at the very least, if it is a general call, someone say they're going to get it.
yeah, and I've heard it again and again. People forget in that time, person, they worked with them for a long time, but they forget their name, and that's okay. You can point at them. That's not being rude. It's not being offensive. So it's really trying to save the patient life. So get over that part. Hey, he didn't remember my name, or she didn't remember my name. So just again, it's really, it has to be very direct when you do those kind of assignments. You guys use the cards from the image card, but as things go on, roles are not assigned as we would like to see it.
So another thing is, so as not to miss anything, let's go and look at when you're assigned a role and you have that lanyard, make sure you take a look at and then make sure that we don't miss anything.
Yeah, and there was also a lot of CPR interruption while you're analyzing the rhythm on the defibrillator, so you shouldn't be interrupting that. In a VFib situation, what's our ACLS protocol?
Shock.
shock, and MP, right? So there was a first shock, but then there was a very delayed second shock. So make sure you kind of remember that. And patient goes into a Brady situation, and I didn't hear any treatment for the Brady.
We gave atropine.
Okay, I missed that part. Okay. But if atropine is not working, then what's your second method of treatment?
Then they get anti or brace.
So, there you go, pacing. So when we're doing simulation, we really want to force you to pace because you don't practice on that machine. So if atropine is given and it's nothing is changing, we just want you to trigger your mind, hey, let's start pacing because I need to know how this machine works. So get used to pace. It's not easy. You guys don't get this a lot, so you always forget which lead is connecting and how do I start, what's the output. This is your moment to practice on him. You can't kill him. So all right, so those are my 2 points that I have.
Anything else we need to add? You have the real anesthesia. Didn't participate today. That's another opportunity.
Yep.
I guess that's an oversight on my part. I have invited them in the past. They forgot to assign today. Anesthesia. So it wouldn't have been nice if they had participated. So muscle memory for everyone. Anything else?
You're gonna try to bowl this down as fast as you can. Okay. Okay, watch that. First, can you have the last?
Analyzing heart rhythm.
All right. His blood pressure is decreasing.
No, beyond 10.
Perfect. All right, sir. Just want you to hang tight with us, okay? Just gonna get some medications going here. We're gonna start bolusing that as soon as we can. All right. So far, vitals, he has a heart rate of 101. Blood pressure is going down 79 over 56. We have the pads already attached just in case we need to use any kind of intervention. All right, so we're just going to attach the pad. How are you feeling, sir? Are you still with us? Are you still with us?
Okay, where's the
Fluid.
Can't breathe.
Can't breathe.
transfer to 250 milligrams, 1 vial.
Medication's going in.
Fluid's going on.
Okay, very good, very good.
Okay. I have dantrolene here.
SSP is already fixed. Okay, very good, very good. All right.
We're giving dantrolene right now.
Sir, are you still with us? Are you still with us?
Blood pressure is 60 over 60.
Okay. All right. How is that medication? Is it going in? All right. I think we might have to. Are you still with us? Let's see.
Blood pressure is 79 over 59.
Okay. All right. So at this point, we're just giving the medication. Medication's still not working at this point. Okay. Looks like we have a different rhythm. Blood pressure is going up. Okay. All right. Let's send some vitals. Let's send some blood products. Somebody send the blood.
Do you want us to call in-house? The MH hotline?
Sure, we can call the MH hotline.
Okay, it's going fast right now.
All right. Okay, good. Draw the labs. And if not, we can use it. We can pay some A labs so that we can get the labs.
right, I think we're gonna intubate him. Okay, let's intubate him. Okay, listen, where's my equipment? Alright, okay, we need to bag him. Okay? And the bag is over there. Alright, he's been intubated. Oxygen. All right, he is now. Our heart rate is going 35. 35. Okay, feel the pulse. We call for pulse. Blood pressure is 160. Sir. I he's intubated. All right, let's give him some atropine. Atropine. Feeling a pulse? Okay. All right, let's do some chest compressions here. Chest compressions. How much atropine in the water? No atropine, just chest compressions at this point. We'll give okay. Okay. All right, we'll give continue giving chest compressions to somebody. Make sure they have 1 milligram of epinephrine ready. I'm gonna record, okay? No, we have a record. I have a recorder.
Hyper K is 7. Metabolic acidosis.
Okay.
7.21. Bicarb is at 14.
Bicarb is at 14. All right. Can somebody administer some insulin, or if they have calcium gluconate, you can give some calcium gluconate. 100 milligrams. All right, and let's after that, let's let that work in for a few minutes. Let's give that epinephrine. Another epinephrine. Epinephrine given. Second epinephrine given. All right, and let's get a new set. Let's send out some labs. Labs, okay. Which lab? So we want another panel. Stat. Can you run this to the lab, please? Send to the lab. Can someone check this pulse again? See where we at? 34. Are you feeling the pulse? All right, let's also make sure that he's where's his temperature? We'll put on 37. Okay. And we'll also be sending for, make sure you get EPG, or not EPG, sorry. We'll send for glucose level. Okay. Glucose level. Glucose. Okay. And how was he doing his fluids here? Did we get all naturally there? Okay. We're getting another fluid. At this point, he has so we're trying to check his levels.
Switch on 3.
But I think he basically has elevated potassium levels causing his 911 is here. Oh, that's cold. I'm sorry. 911 is here. Did the labs come again?
They're not here.
Not yet.
911 is not here.
911 was cold.
Yeah, was cool, but not here. They're stuck in traffic.
Our potassium is down to 5.8.
5.8. All right, we'll give some insulin. Okay. Okay. How much insulin do you need? Give 2 units. All right. Okay. And then some more epi. 1 milligram. Okay.
Yeah.
1 milligram. Okay, we got enough epi. Okay. Giving epi 1 milligram. shock him. Yeah, their pads here.
Okay. How much? How much one is for?
Do 200 joules.
Charging. All clear? Everybody clear? All clear?
All clear.
Talking? Okay. Have a heart rate 72 and going up. Other side is 100. Blood pressure is 92 over 62. Now 102.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to transfer him.
Transfer.
I gotta transfer him. I'm gonna transfer to the ICU.
You can come. You can get
Okay, alright. Alright, perfect. We're gonna transfer him to the ICU, the nearest ICU. What hospital? We have, St. Agnes, we'll get him to St. Agnes, okay? Alright, give me some of his compression.
Yeah, there's a pulse now.
Okay, so, overall, he just had an ORFI of his right ankle. He comes out of surgery, he started having some intense pain, then some shortness of breath. He has a family member that has a history of some sort of dystrophy. So he suspected that he had significant hyperthermia because he had an elevated end-tidal CO2, and his he had a temperature of 101. We gave him Xanthulate. We gave him a total of 2.5 milligrams per kilogram. Then he went into PEA. We gave a lot of epinephrine, and then we gave him chest compression. He then went into a shock rhythm. We shocked him. He's back and then he's down
All right, let's debrief quickly before you guys head back to your regular job. All right, so people at the bedside, what went well? We can start with our physician. So what went well? You can name one thing. You don't have to name a lot.
I think everyone was responsive to what I ordered, like to get, and everyone was on top of it. Everyone knew where to get their equipment from, so I think that was all of that.
All right. Next word is my primary nurse. How did it go? What went well? You can name one thing.
The doctor arrived quickly.
Okay, doctor arrived. So resource arrived quickly, right? All right.
Charge nurse.
I think passing out the videos.
Yes. Yes. You have that resource, but when it's chaos and you don't know where it is, even though the part is here, you get that part. That really helps to define roles. That's good. She wanted the 911 to be here.
I know.
She's like, 911 is here. Go 911.
So,
You weren't part of it. What did you observe?
Oh,
What
they
went
had
well?
good communication and they were saying stuff back to each other. They were doing
Close.
we have a clear leader and giving us direction, and if there's any confusion,
everyone was calm and aware of what role they were playing.
We were able to switch if needed. We were able to communicate while switching.
Yeah.
CPR.
steps have been made. We're touching all components of the 2 steps.
What have we done different?
We get to it.
Everyone know where to get the equipment installed, the crash cart.
So this now lives in the, after the double
There
door.
was no delay.
So do you guys know where this are?
Yes.
So that's the most important part, right? We've seen scenarios where people didn't know where things live.
And the refrigerated items are still back there in anesthesia.
Do you think you should have another crash cart that's closer to the OR, like right where your image cart is? Instead of having one over the crash cart?
You mean an image card in the vacuum area?
So where our image cart is located, should we have crash cart there, so not all the way over the vacuum?
We have
Well,
a
you
crash
already
cart
have a
built,
crash
yes.
cart here. So you have to have 2 people to go get it. One used to go get the crash cart, and one used to go get the image cart. So you can't
the
have,
idea there is-
even if you
Which
put
is what we
it side by
did.
side.
When you get it lives here, then PACU will support the OR. So there's more reinforcement of
I don't think we need another one. So we have logistically, is it easier to get it now? What needs to happen is wherever you are, the packing, if the code happens, is it easier to get to these resources from any direction? You can't have it perfect, but is it somewhere where it's situated, it's easier to come from any direction? That's something you need to figure out. So if it's,
You're saying it's more central.
I don't know,
in the
you guys have
AC,
to figure it
yes,
out.
it's convenient to get here. The OPS, they have their own crash cart. But the MH, we only have one.
So the image card has to come from OR, right?
Yes, because where it's anticipated to happen, not in the OPS, because they're not exposed to those trigger agents.
And I think before the MH, if you recognize it's going to be MH, until the MH card comes in, there's other things you can do, right?
Yeah, if the patient is has history or a history of MH, we bring this outside the room, right?
Okay.
Because anesthesia assess
Anticipation.
already assessed it.
Right. So what are the things we can
Opportunities.
get better? I'll start with you.
I guess like I couldn't really get to delegate tasks to specific people, as I didn't have the name tags up front, so I could say, like, okay, so that, not 2 people were going after the same thing.
Yeah, the cards are really designated only for MH. So if a situation from MH goes to a code blue situation, then your assignment could change. And
If we open that, there are TGs there that we can distribute. So
Here?
Yeah, it gives gives them the responsibility.
I would like to
There's
see
a,
that.
I think there's a card in there that we can distribute.
No, it's right here.
Sometimes.
Not in the crash. We don't have just like this one now. There's not a version in the
But to your point, that card, it has a lot of wording in it, so it takes time to read it.
Okay.
If you've never seen it before, you're gonna take some time to look what's going on. And as a leader, you would know who took what. So you guys have to say, hey, I'm the medication nurse, I'm the runner. Once you take that part, just make sure you say, I'm the runner, I'm the medication nurse, I'm whichever order you have. That's what we call share mental model, so she knows exactly what you have in your possession. Alright, so that's a good point. What else? What other opportunities? Primary nurse. Come back. Anyone who wants to add?
Oh, I just wanted to note that this is an adult patient. We got the pediatric
Yeah, you have the pediatric crush cartoon. So, and then majority of the time you use the defibrillator, so which is
They
okay.
both have defibrillators. So.
Yes, which is okay, but when you were administering epi, I didn't hear dosage.
They did.
I said 1 milligram.
Okay, alright. So maybe that would probably throw you off from getting it from here, so that's why I wanted to make sure. Okay, so what else? What other improvement do you think you should? One thing I would suggest is whoever is the recorder, use this as your guide for malignant hypothermia. This is a checklist that's been developed, and it's the same thing.
Okay, yeah.
So, but MH hotline was called really late to the game because you asked that question, hey, should we call MH? That should be the first action that needs to be done. So, but if you have this, it's already in the binder, you know where it is, and if you know if it's an MH, grab this. It's okay to cheat. You know, this is the time to cheat. So you can look through this, you know, you can guide your leader, hey, we called MH, we called for help in the room, you know, whatever the process is. Here, so use this, and you can use it to document as well. Now, you know, this situation from MH to code is that we don't do that. We've done it because of what's happening as a pandemic, so we did separately before the end of the year. But when you do MH and then you follow this algorithm, you kind of get used to what kind of medication we have, the difference between dantrolene and Ryanodex. You know, physician could say dantrolene, and then you open up that and you see Ryanodex. So kind of clarify those type of you know, questions you may have. The other thing I've seen is yeah, it was on a bradycardia and pacing was not started. You guys did pace the patient. We tried atropine, didn't work. We tried pacing W something. And usually we push you to that direction for you to get familiar with the machine. Not that, you know, the medication or the CPR was wrong, but we just want you to practice on how you do pacing. So if you're not familiar on how to pace, please get used to it because it's not that easy. Not that you don't know, but there's certain things you have to do on the machine in order for it to get an output. Okay, so that's why I kept you a little bit there to see if you're gonna kind of go that way, but you didn't. So then we went to a code situation, and that's why I stopped you from being a 911 person because I wanted to see where that's going. Apart from that, I guess I think you guys did pretty well. Collaborated. Did you? I saw the ice fluid. I mean the cold fluid. Did they come? I didn't.
Yeah, it did.
Okay. So perfect. That was the only thing I was saying. Was this helpful?
Yeah.
Oh, do we do a Foley in addition to the rectal?
Yeah, that's what I missed that part.
Of course, we have the esophageal, the temp that we can use if you want to send home, you know, temp result. Any questions?
Any questions, concerns?
How often are we going to do this demo?
After COVID or before COVID? So one of the things that you guys do COVID test before surgery, right? 72 hours. So you don't follow the COVID protocol if the patient goes into cardiac arrest. Like putting a plexiglass, putting your shields and stuff like that.
I think the plexiglass, I think that they're kind of going away with that.
Okay.
So, but I mean, you can still do all the precautions that you
So each site should have a difficult airway, peds and adult, a code blue adult and pediatric, and then MH adult and pediatric. So if you really space that out, at least every quarter you're gonna get one of some emergency. It may not be adult, I mean code blue or code blue, but it could be somewhere where you deal with a critical event. The idea is really not to kind of test you with your clinical skills, because you guys do that every single day and then you have an in-service going on. The goal is really when a critical event happens, how do you function as a team? That's the hardest part. You work with someone for a very long time, and when a critical event happens, you get their needs. And then you cannot even assign a role for them. But through this team dynamic trainings and practices we do, at least you get to, okay, if I forget your name, then I'm going to say, hey, you go get the code part. You feel confident to say that. Yes. And you can understand, but this, hierarchy and, being like working as a team really helps. So that's what we're trying to improve upon. Not really the part, that's a different thing. You can get that in a different setting, but this is really geared towards, hey, how do you, work as a team to manage a critical event.
Speaking of critical airway, on that note, I have this recopied 10 times, and I've placed these visual in each ORs where the malignant hyperthermia are kept or placed. And this one, we have Ekstrom in Sheila's office. We need them. And then I will put this in the difficult area there. So,
yeah, and we do these things really because we're in an environment where we don't get to see this a lot. So it's not a hospital setting, so we don't have a very complicated patient demographics. If we have them, we don't bring them here. So the risk is really low, but if it happens, then we want to make sure that our team knows how to access their resources. So that's why we want to make sure that happens. So we try to do it at least 4 or 5 times a year. All right, guys.
Thank you so much.
This is recorded, so I'll give it to Aaron. So whoever missed it can just watch what happened. Nothing punitive, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, mine. I lost mine.